My name is Ronald Hadley. I am from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I moved here to Guyman in 2010, 2011, and I've been here, got in working in the community, and went out to the college for about a year. And I met my wife, and ever since then, it's been a journey.
Let's say that.
But yeah, it's exciting. We get, like she said, we get new people every day, more current customers, people always in here, and it's more like friends now instead of customers, because they're here all the time. So,
Well, I live here in Guyman since like 6 years ago, and we met each other like 5 years ago, and we got married 4 years ago. So it's kind of our story. We always want to build a business, and he always want a car shop, like video games and all that stuff. At the beginning, I thought it was a crazy idea. I always thought that, but after how I can see how it's going on, and like we have two businesses in the same business. Like I have the customized items, like personal, and my side is working, but his side is going crazy. Like a lot of people every day, new people is coming over, and they're just so excited. Just this morning, a lady come over and she's like, "Oh my God, did I found a nerd hole in whole Guyman?" And we're like, we feel excited, to people feel excited about our business. So yeah, it is good.
when we began the business, it started off with just me and a friend collecting cards and video games, and we decided we had way too much stuff, so we wanted to start selling it. And we got a good opportunity on the building, so we decided to, open it up.
Yeah, we were thinking like for months, and we were thinking like, well, he was thinking that he wants a shop. And my sister and I, we actually 4 partners, and my sister and I, we've been having this business or customization of items like a year ago, and we want a place to go and put all our equipment because it's a lot in my mom's house. And we just decided one day, like we were wanting it for a long time, but one day we say, okay, let's go in the car and let's search around if we can find a place. And luckily, well, no, it's not luckily, God just sent us to this place, and it was just, the owner just put it, I think the same day, because this business, they go like run out really crazy fast. So we saw it, we saw the phone number, we call him, and he say, okay, you want to see it? And we were right there parking, and you say yes if you have time. Mm-hmm. And we just wait for him like 5 minutes, and he came over, we see it, and when he told us the price and everything, it was just so convenient for us, and we just pay right away, and everything else is history.
You get more opportunities to go see family members, because not everybody, gets to live next to their family members either. So there's that. Plus there's the community part. There's a lot of people that come in here now that we're friends. We hang out after we close the store, or we're like, hey, we're not at the shop, you want to play games at the house? Yeah, sure, okay. Just getting to know people and basically grow. And that is one thing that we like too, is it's always positive feedback. People coming back and saying, wow, it looks nice, like it's better, it's always improving. So those are things we like to hear.
Well, to me, I think it's my family, because my mom lives here, my siblings live here, and it is really important, because when we grow with our business, we know that our family are gonna grow with us too, and like we can help more to them and help each other.
Yeah, mostly, you want to be successful when you're running a business, because your family, number one, you want to take care of the people you care about. Number two, it all just comes back to the community thing. Like the more people you know, like the more obviously friends you're going to have, and they're going to come in and they want to be here, so I think that's also very, very important. Just making people want to be around. Having fiber optic internet is good for us, because we have a lot of people who play video games in the store, and there's multiple consoles, phones, all hooked up at the same time, and if we don't have that, then everyone's just kind of sitting around wishing they could use the internet somewhere else. And to me, that keeps people in here as well, because they'll always have a connection. They have the free Wi-Fi, all the code, everything. So
with the computer, and all our machines needs internet. So yeah, it's really convenient, and it feels good when people says, "Do you have Wi-Fi?" And now we even put it over there because the people always ask, and now we just put the sign, and they can just have it and never go slow, because it is like it's that for that, right? But yeah, it's good.
we have Magic the Gathering. We play Magic on Wednesdays and Sundays, and every Friday night we play. And then we also have players that come in and play Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. And also we have video game tournaments in here for Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, anything that you guys want. So
So we are a fusion of two business. So come and visit to us, guys. We are here in Gaiman, and we're part of the community.
Welcome into PTCI's first virtual esports tournament. Today we are playing League of Legends. It is a battle in Gaiman as we have TappedOutGames versus PTCI's very own League of Legends team. I am Tony.
I'm Dallas. And
we hope you guys enjoy the stream. Should be a good game. We're going to see how everything stacks out. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what PTCI has going on, Dallas?
Well, we'll be holding our large-scale in-person Gigaverse Tournament Saturday, November 11th, later this year.
Yeah, that's something that we did last year. Last year was the first Gigaverse Tournament for PTCI, and we're hoping to make it even bigger and better for this year. We're looking at doing things like introducing a cosplay contest, so if you guys like cosplay, be on the lookout for that, and hopefully you can join us. We're also going to be looking at doing a tabletop area for people that want to come and bring some tabletop games, and we'll be announcing the games that we've chosen for the tournament at a later date, but it should be very exciting, very good. And full disclosure, I will be PTCI's jungler tonight. I think that will be pretty fun. I will be announcing from a tape delay, so no way I can see anything that nobody else can see. So it should be really interesting. So far, it looks like we have, for the PTCI team, Warwick, Darius, Yasuo, Lux, and Set. We have Samira, Darius, Vi, Leona, and Cassiopeia for the TappedOutGames team.
Oh, also, here's a reminder that there are only 2 days left of the PTCI's July flash sale.
Mm-hmm.
The flash sale ends July 31st, so make sure you get a new free phone before it ends.
Yeah, it's a really good deal. If you're needing a new phone, right now's the time to do that. And that deal ends on Monday, so there's not a whole lot of time left on that, so definitely take advantage of that. Just want to let you guys know, we also have whole home Wi-Fi free for 3 months right now, and that gives you a really good high-end router. And on top of that, you also get the PTCI Wi-Fi app, and that comes with experiences like Protect IQ, which basically makes a firewall that protects your home network. And you also get Experience IQ, which gives you parental controls and stuff like device prioritization. And device prioritization basically makes it where, say you're gaming and you want to prioritize your gaming computer during your gaming session above any other device on the network. You can now do that with Experience IQ. So it's a really good deal. There's not anything else like it.
It's really nice to be able to change like SSIDs and passwords as well. Customize them to your needs.
Yeah, I mean, you can set up guest networks. Like, let's say, it's the holidays and you want to set up a network just for the kids to play on. You can set that up and basically have the password, whatever you want it to be, and then you can turn that off as soon as you want to, or if the kids need to go to bed.
Setting time limiters on there is also something that I've heard people have really enjoyed having on their network. A little more control in your hands is always beneficial.
Exactly. We've also heard a lot of people have had threats blocked, even trying to get into, smart TVs, anything else. People try to use like speakers and cameras and all that kind of stuff to be creepy and try to get information on people, and Protect IQ is really awesome when it comes to that. Looks like the start of the game, we're 30 seconds in, and junglers are setting up for their buffs. We have Darius top and Set top. Darius for TappedOutGames, Set for PTCI. TappedOutGames chilling in the river. Maybe the water feels nice.
You gotta dip your toes in to make sure. Looks like bottom's a little uncontested here at the moment.
Yeah, we've got Lux and Darius for PTCI on bottom, Samira and Leona for TappedOutGames. about 1 minute and 21 seconds into the match.
Here comes the first wave of minions.
Cassiopeia and Yasuo battling it out mid. Darius and Set going at it top.
Looks like we're about to have a clash down at bottom.
Set striking first blood for PTCI, taking out Darius up top.
Oh, but the minions finished him off. Looks like a pretty even fight up on top. Mid is, looks like that's getting more balance there. It was,
Oh, Yasuo.
he was being pushed back a little bit, but it looks like he's fighting back, getting to push up slowly.
Yasuo is a great character for getting CS, and a lot of times that's what it comes down to in League, is who is able to get more money, more points going. And that's where, you know, kill count matters, because you start feeding a character, they can become pretty unstoppable pretty fast. We've got Set putting a lot of pressure up top on Darius right now. Lux and PTCI's Darius down on bottom, trying to keep Tapped Out back a little bit. Tapped Out putting some pressure down on the bottom lane. Samira is no joke with her range shots. A pretty tough character to fight. Leona has a lot of shield ability. She's a tough character to take down. Looks like
going on in the top lane.
Yeah, Vi, the tapped out jungler, takes out Set, able to get behind him. We're at 1-2 right now. Tapped out over PTCI at 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the game. And a slight lead by TappedOutGames right now. Usually when you see a team get up, you know, 20, 25 kills on the other team, that's kind of when you start knowing how it's going to go.
Right, when it gets a little heavy-handed, plus getting the amount of gold and experience points, being able to purchase the items.
Right. Items make so much of a difference in this game. And right now you can see that Tapped Out is ahead of PTCI as far as their gold. They have 6.9 thousand versus PTCI 6.1, and that's just because you can see that extra kill and perhaps some extra minion kills as well in there.
There was a lot of movement on the top that really helped, I think, push that gold limit up.
You're also in trouble mid. Looks like Lux is having to retreat back to turret on bottom for PTCI. Tapped Out putting a lot of turret pressure on these teams right now. Looks like Samira is a little low on health. She might want to think about backing out. Set and Darius engaging again up top. Vi in trouble. Warwick on top of her as she's injured in the river.
Shut down.
I think they were planning on trying to retreat back for some health and got cut off there pretty quickly.
That's where Warwick's Blood Hunt can be extremely deadly in those scenarios. He's able to kind of sniff out characters that are weak, and it gives him increased speed to track them down.
Warwick with a little extra help on the bottom, pushing them back. Top's uncontested and just farming at the moment.
Looks like we have some action going on mid here. Yasuo trying to get some damage in on the mid turret for TappedOutGames. Cassiopeia trying to fend off some minions, kind of get some breathing room on that. Looks like Set may be in trouble, yeah. Top.
PTCI coming up with a few more kills now.
Yeah, we've got 3-2 right now at 6 minutes and 20 seconds in. PTCI 1 up over TappedOutGames. But like I say, it can change so fast at this point in the game. One thing about League of Legends is vision matters, and so you'll see a lot of characters put out wards, and that's a strategy that a lot of competitive players use, because if you can see when someone's coming, it gives you more time to react, warn your teammates, throw out some pings, and a lot of people underestimate the value of vision in this game.
That's what I hear a lot of new players make mistakes of not understanding that vision is how you make plays, how you determine what the move is that you need to make next to help maybe cut off the enemy team, or see where the lanes might be a little more open for farming.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll see a strategy where players will kind of switch lanes even if a matchup's not working out right. They may trade, and it might be a better matchup, whether that be because of timing or characters. Looks like everyone so far is staying in their lanes right now, though.
There was a successful gank pulled by the TappedOutGames team on center.
Yeah, TappedOutGames has a very talented jungler in that Vi. She's made a few good ganks this game. She'll definitely be one to watch out for. Looks like bottom's getting a little intense. PTCI putting some pressure on TappedOutGames. They're going to kind of back up for a moment. And League is one of those games. There's a lot of push and pull. It's almost like, you know, waves at the beach. You kind of have to do what you can when you do push in, but then you kind of have to pull back at the right time. Because if you get too aggressive, it's not going to work out for you, but you also can't stay on defense the whole time either.
Right. Well, it's important to know when your trades are actually going to benefit you, because being one teammate down in the middle of a push is an incredible deficit in moving forward. Than it is retreating and healing up and being able to be back faster and just more prepared. Successful gank on top.
Yeah, but Torque's taking out Darius. That's a pretty talented set. Looks like Yasuo is about to get ganked again. That Vi needs to have someone get control of her. She's just kind of running rampant on the map right now, and not very fun for the PTCI team at this moment.
There's a lot of mobility in that, and knowing when to just help or when to stay behind and actually finish the job. Just allowing extra pressure on the enemy team is enough to change some of those tides in the in those initial pushes.
Looks like TappedOutGames is putting quite a bit of pressure on mid, getting a lot of damage on that front turret, and they may be able to break through pretty soon here. Looks like Cassiopeia is going to back up. She's really good about knowing when to do that, I've noticed.
As you can tell, as the game progresses, as gold is accumulated and kills are made, the speed of the game increases as well.
Yes.
The game does start off a little bit slower. Gives you a good time to kind of feel how the enemy team is playing, gives you a good idea on how you need to adjust at the start. But as the game starts to speed up, you'll see that these pushes are not going to be as slow.
Yeah, we're right now 10 minutes into the game, and you can already tell that the pace has picked up. 5-4, PTCI on top for the moment, but it's been going back and forth all night in this game. We've got Leona and Samira holding a really good defense on bottom right now against Lux and Darius. It looks like
That's a triple team on.
PTCI's Lux got in big trouble there. You have 3-on-1. There's no escaping that.
There was fortuitous timing on TappedOutGames team. Looks like TappedOutGames has lost a tower on top.
Yeah, that set, like I say, he's pretty talented. He is doing a lot of split pushing and ganking. If you'll notice, he kind of he manages his lane well, but he'll come and assist in other lanes.
Finishes the slow push and then assists in other lanes.
Yeah, and he kind of takes that opportunity when Darius is gone to take advantage of that and do what he can elsewhere.
There was an initial gold deficit on the PTCI team, but once that gap started getting cleared, it looked like the trades have started going in the favor of PTCI.
Yeah, right now, I mean, they have 17,000 gold, or 17.8 versus tapped out 17.1. Not a huge difference, but definitely a difference nevertheless.
I think they covered that up at top just now as he pushed through on a slow push through those minions and has now started making damage on that tower. We'll see that deficit start to match up again.
It's really nice to see that this is a good game. Like I say, all tied up right now. Looks like PTCI's Warwick is in trouble at Dragon. Tapped out, able to come in, get that steal. But PTCI is definitely making a comeback when it comes to kills. We've got Set moving along up top, making steady progress. Tapped out is able to secure that dragon. PTCI not able to steal it back. And so you'll see a lot of that as the game goes on, and some of the monsters change to larger versions of themselves or just better monsters in general. So at the 20-minute mark, you'll see the Rift Herald become the Baron. And usually when you see a lot of attempted steals is when the Elder Dragon gets on the map, which gives each team a very large buff.
Set's putting in more damage on the top lane tower again. It looks like...
Yeah, he's able to take out that next tower. Yasuo and Cassiopeia kind of at a stalemate on mid right now. And sometimes that's how it goes with mid. That's why you'll see a lot of teams do like a mid push. But we haven't really seen that this game. Lots of action on bottom. Darius and Lux getting pushed back, but able to safely get away from TappedOutGames advance there. Kind of able to re-rally.
That's kind of what we were talking about, is that slow give and take until that moment of absolute, you got to do it or don't. And so they were able to back out slowly, get their footing again, and start making a small push back.
Yeah, one thing that I'm seeing right here, there's a lot of aggression as far as turret work on tapped outside. PTCI is definitely aggressive on top, but everywhere else just kind of trying to manage the map at this point, kind of trying to figure out where people are. That Vi hasn't really been able to get as many ganks at this later point in the game.
Right.
But we'll see if that's a temporary change or if she'll be able to come back in and bring that aggression back.
There does seem to be some time in the game where you're waiting for certain items to open up, and so maybe certain parts that you play have to slow down a little bit until you get to a certain level or certain gold to ramp up that playstyle again. It looks like, what are these we're looking at here on the top? The dragons and the other beasts in the game. That TappedOutGames has gotten 2 dragons.
Yeah, so that's really good for their team, giving them some buffs on that. And that's huge, because if you kind of neglect the jungle and you don't work on getting those buffs, it can be very detrimental to your team, and sometimes that's what the game comes down to.
What was the creature there that was just 10th still so far, or stolen, successfully stolen by PTCI from the...
That was the Rift Herald, and what that does is it drops an egg, basically, of another Rift Herald, and you can set that out in a lane, and it acts as a battering ram for turrets, doing massive turret damage. We are still tied at 15 minutes, and, well, 16 minutes into the game, 8 versus 8. Very good game unfolding tonight.
It's 8 versus 8, but it looks like PTCI has made a little bit more work on the towers, allowing them to have a little bit more room to push forward, and gaining that Rift Herald is going to help make that push a lot stronger.
Yeah, you can see that they have reached the inner turret of Tapped Out's base, and once they can get to that inhibitor basically inhibits super minions from spawning in that lane. And so that's huge, because once super minions enter the map, whichever team they're going against has to be a little preoccupied with keeping them out of the base, because super minions can do a lot of work to turrets and structures.
Set just got a double kill at top lane, putting in a lot of pressure and a lot of work up there, and then got some help from Warwick there to get another one.
Yeah.
Really keeping that pressure on top lane.
Very nice teamwork on PTCI's part, and they've got a lot of synergy going on, able to pull in Cassiopeia, but Warwick is trying to get on her. He gets stunned, unable to bring it in there.
Can't finish off that kill. That happens a lot whenever somebody's retreating, is they just have to get to that one spot that helps kind of, and a good use of abilities.
Yeah, timing is a lot in this game, and there's so many characters in League. PTCI up a little bit now, 12 versus 10 at 17 minutes and 35 seconds into the game. Both teams playing aggressively, having a lot of good teamwork. But like I say, there's so many characters in this game, and not only do you have to learn the character's skill sets, but you have to learn the timing and the order in which to use those skill sets.
Absolutely. It's good to play a variety of characters so that you understand, if you are a player, understand what you're up against when it comes to playing against other teams.
I would love to agree with that, but I would be such a hypocrite. I am definitely a Warwick main and only a Warwick main.
You found your character and you stuck with it.
I did.
Absolutely.
But that is a valid point. It really is better to do that, because you can kind of learn what to look for when you're battling other characters. And in general, the more you play, the more you learn about the timing and the pace and kind of when to pull back, when to advance. Right. Looks like another dragon. Warwick for PTCI tries to go in and steal it, but he's met with a whole host of TappedOutGames. Maybe not a great decision.
It was definitely an overwhelming presence. They really needed that dragon right now, because it seems like the push from PTCI was really backed by getting the Herald. Really helped them lead the way and pull a lot of attention to the top lane.
Absolutely.
It looks like TappedOutGames is going to be able to kind of use that lack of momentum from the Herald to start pushing back a little bit. Will be a lot of help on their end.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're seeing kind of set on PTCI's team getting fed at this point. 12 kills, 3 deaths, and a fed set is not something you want to contend with.
No.
It can get very tanky.
No.
On the other team, it looks like Vi is definitely Tapped Out's carry at this point. Vi with 4 kills, 5 deaths, but she is slippery, and she's made a lot of good plays tonight, especially trying to get in behind mid and on bottom.
I would say at this point, in certain games, and in certain games even like this one here, when you're playing, being able to assist is sometimes just as important, if not more, than trying to get the final kills.
Absolutely. You know, that's when you know you have a good team, is when people are willing to assist and not try to, you know, fight for the final hit to get the kill. Because at the end of the day, it's still a point for your team.
Right, and we saw a lot of that from their junglers. They kept running back and forth, just trying to get to the important areas and doing what work they could along the way.
Yeah, like I say, very talented jungler on Tapped Out's team. Looks like Warwick able to get the jump on Darius there, and Cassiopeia having to retreat back to base.
It looks like PTCI has made a lot of movement forward. As we can see, a lot of these towers have been removed on the TappedOutGames side. But this far into the game, anything can still happen.
Yeah, I've seen it look like I mean, far, far worse, because this is a competitive game, but I've seen games where, you know, teams have gotten distracted trying to get kills, or they got coffee, and, you know, they'll just focus on trying to feed and neglect the tower work, and then the other team will form a strategy where they just kind of come back on them and take those towers out and win it.
That's right. Sometimes just resetting your strategy and being pushed back can help you actually, you know, get in the zone and determine what needs to be done to start pushing forward again.
Yeah, and that's where, you know, if you have people that don't give up and don't just easily give in, it makes a huge difference. A lot of times if you get in, you know, lobbies and you have someone with a negative mentality, that'll lose the game for you before anything else. I've always said that League is very much a team-oriented game, and if you have good teamwork, you can win even if a different team is far superior in skills than you are. Right,
absolutely. You know what else helps play games?
What's that?
PTCI's symmetrical gig internet speeds.
You are right. I myself have symmetrical gig speeds at my house, and it is so nice because I never lag ever.
I don't lag, and I don't have to worry so much about checking for updates on my games before I go to play, because I know it's not going to take a long time for that to happen anymore. So
absolutely.
It's been just a phenomenal game changer for me, for not only allowing me to have the time to play because I have to wait less time on downloads or updates, but just giving me a security of the connectivity and the speed at which I play, and not having to worry about lag near as much.
Yeah, I mean, what's even better than that, though, is not only does PTCI have symmetrical gig speeds, but you can actually save quite a bit by getting the totally unlimited bundle. And what that does is if you have PTCI cell and internet, you can get unlimited cell data and our unlimited internet, which our internet never has caps anyway.
Right.
But some of our customers save over $400 a year with the bundle. So if you do want to save money, you might as well get in on that bundle. And
well, that savings right there is like a new console in and of itself. So you not only do you save money, you also get to play more.
Right, exactly. So it's a really good deal. Like I say, if you already have our cell and internet, why not? Because literally all it is savings. Looks like we are 18 versus 19. TappedOutGames now on top by 1 kill. Loving how competitive this game is. Super fun. Tied up at 24 minutes in. And we're seeing PTCI doing a little bit more turret work than Tapped Out at this time. Even though the kills are even, the turret work counts just as much.
Absolutely. It's nice to see that TappedOutGames is still giving it a really good push, because that, like you said, the score deficit there, the 19-19, was a lot wider of a gap, and they closed it really quickly. And that means that they haven't given up, and they're still trying to push and still trying to make some headway here. And they're doing a really good job of working together as a team, even in this moment of what I would say even the games that I've played kind of turn into desperation or just kind of a desire for it to slow down, but they have continued to push really heavily and really defend the game there.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes it happens where you get into a Hail Mary situation, which is, you know, typically a football term, but I use it a lot in League, where if you can get an ace, which is where you kill all of the enemy team, no matter where you kill them at, that gives you enough time to go in and try to do as much turret work as possible and hopefully try to end the game uncontested. And that's a strategy that has worked for me and my teammates a few times. But it's always a lot better if you don't have to, you know, rely on that strategy in order to win the game.
Absolutely. There is still a solid effort. I mean, it is still anybody's game at this point.
Oh yeah, it's extremely impressive. Like I say, Tapped Out has a lot of synergy. They're focusing on Dragon. I would say that they are actually doing better when it comes to monster kills than PTCI at this point. PTCI is just able to take towers.
They've managed to get back into the higher kill ratio here, and gold again, they're stepping up in there. It's not a huge gap, but it is happening. And making those small incremental, changes over time is what can really change the tide of the game.
PTCI rallying together, trying to defend their teammate there as Lux was kind of hidden in the bushes, but got found by Tapped Out and able to take out some of Tapped Out's teammates right there as they rallied. We are at 22-23, Tapped Out won over PTCI, 26 minutes and 37 seconds into the game. One thing I've noticed is that this is kind of an interesting matchup. You don't see a Darius support very often. He's more traditionally a top character, sometimes a mid, but almost always top.
Sometimes whenever people change up which character's playing where is enough to throw off the synergy of an entire group of players.
Yeah, I mean, if you're so used to seeing one character one place, you may not know how to react to them in a different role, because it's just kind of odd, And we're kind of seeing the same thing with Lux. Lux is usually a support character. She's playing ADC for PTCI right now. And I would say PTCI's bottom lane, definitely an unexpected pair.
Absolutely, but they managed to do great work together down there as well.
24-25 right now. Tapped Out still one up on PTCI, but these teams very evenly matched, really good fighting on both sides.
There's definitely a lot more assists on the side of TappedOutGames, showing just a lot more effort coming in from just like teams relying on each other a lot more, which is also, like we were saying earlier, a really good strategy to have, is to actually rely on each other and have good team movement together.
Yeah, and one thing that has kind of changed as we progress through the game is Samira, being the ADC, has fed quite a bit now and really buffed up. Her attacks are doing a lot more damage at this point, and that is helping Tapped Out go against PTCI's beefy set with 18 kills at this point.
Very beefy set, but we're at 25-28. TappedOutGames, just jumping up there in the kills. 5 points up on PTCI at 29 minutes.
Yeah, Tapped Out kind of making a bit of a comeback here, and I think just as much as Tapped Out wasn't going to give up, I don't think PTCI will give up either. Looks like Tapped Out trying to push some minions out of their base, try to get to where they can start getting back into the lanes, doing a little bit more work.
That's where it's going to come down to, is if they can get pushed back past PTCI's lane towers and maybe start getting a foothold further down the lanes to not just be on the defensive, but to get back into a really strong offensive position.
Right. That's the thing, is right now PTCI's turrets are still very strong, standing, not as much structure work done.
Right.
Looks like Darius is up top, kind of shifted spots on the map right now, trying to be where the action is. Warwick and Lux heading top to try to assist where they can.
Right now, is it just crowd control from the PTCI team as they can get further in, or is there still any more strategy with the minions or the monsters out in the jungle?
I'd say right now they're trying to catch Tapped Out where they can to try to isolate people and try to, take them out one by one. It's a little bit easier than trying to fight people in a group.
Absolutely. Having numbers on your side is always a good strategy to have. And
that's worked out pretty well for PTCI, but Tapped Out seems to be adapting to that strategy and rallying their defenses.
seems like they've really learned when to strike, because that 26-31 right now is really going to start helping them increase their strength, and having that couple thousand on the gold increase there will help them increase their strength, their character strength as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell Tapped Out now over PTCI on gold because of those kills. 55,000 versus 50,000, and that's going to help them out as far as items and everything else. Sorry.
Looks like Set's kills are getting caught up here.
Yeah, Samira now at 15 kills. We've got Vi coming up as well with 11.
11, yep.
And both of them are becoming pretty beefy, definitely becoming competitors, and Set's not going to be able to dominate against that anymore like he was accustomed to. And sometimes even that can change the pace of a game, because if one player gets accustomed to, you know, beating up on the other team, and the other team suddenly starts coming back, he might get a little too arrogant, even if he doesn't try to, and end up falling prey to those characters.
Right, because he was able to handle them easily earlier, and all of a sudden they come back with a lot stronger character, so your strategy is going to have to change.
Yeah, sometimes that can be a little bit of a shock to the system. Looks like PTCI making another attempt to break through Tapped Out's defenses at base and see what they can do, trying to take out that inhibitor.
Keeping the pressure on, a lot of mobility, trying to let them target one as they the other ones came up behind to finish knocking down structures. We're still seeing
PTCI team in trouble there, getting pushed back pretty aggressively by TappedOutGames.
26-38, TappedOutGames. 33 minutes in.
Yeah, Tapped Out really making a comeback on kills here. We'll see if PTCI is able to respond. 26-40, major shift in the kill count on this game. PTCI was ahead, but not able to capitalize on that lead. And now Tapped Out's making a pretty significant comeback. It may be difficult to stop them.
Yeah, they're making pushes through. They're doing actual structure damage again. This is going to make them a lot more competitors, looks like, in the middle of the game, in the middle of the build here, instead of just playing a defensive one now.
Yeah, and Tapped Out able to secure the Baron, the biggest monster in the game, and that gives their minions a very significant boost to help them take down structures and really push the lanes hard. And so PTCI is going to have a hard time managing all of those minions because they're going to be everywhere.
Right.
Especially if Tapped Out spreads out everyone who has the Baron buff and lets them get to the different lanes and make that effect go onto the minions.
Absolutely, because now you got a lot more things to control on the field. So the more that those get to spread out, the more you have to walk through, the more that you have to deal with when you're trying to take back a position.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Cassiopeia is in trouble here. Warwick and Set on top of her. Warwick in trouble as Samira takes him out. Set by himself against 3 Tapped Out guys as they just jump him.
Heavy trade-off.
Oh, yeah. Darius in trouble, not able to escape. Lux having to back out of there. Looks like Leona and Samira are going to go ahead and push bottom. Not necessarily chasing Lux, but wanting to go ahead and move those minions forward while they have that buff.
Right.
Darius split pushing from the top for TappedOutGames. He's going to try to get that outer turret, the last outer turret for PTCI, and then Vi coming down the middle.
They really cleaned out those turrets really quickly after this.
Yeah, once they were able to, you know, kind of feed on those kills, it made the turrets a lot easier to take out. You can see how much damage they're doing.
Yeah, playing a heavy defensive strategy and not just saying, well, they're this far forward, so let's stop. Being able to still play heavy defense, still get all those kills, and utilize that XP and that gold until you had a moment and a time that you could just push as hard as you could to get up forward seems to have paid off really well for them at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Set in trouble, getting attacked by 3 of them, unable to escape. Samira just doing so much attack damage at this point. She's gotten to the point where she has 23 kills, only 2 deaths and 14 assists. Vi with 13 kills and 9 deaths, 18 assists. Set's still beefy with 19 kills, but he's just not over the top like he was before.
Yeah, he had a huge lead early on in the game, but it seems like that turned around really quickly on him when they played defensive. That aggressive strategy wasn't helping continue the momentum.
Now you see them just able to absolutely decimate the PTCI base, and TappedOutGames gets the victory. Congratulations to TappedOutGames. That was a really good game. And that's what we wanted to see tonight. We just didn't want, it to be a round where, people get in and one side just decimates the other.
It felt like it could, and then it turned back around really quickly. Great defensive work and kind of conserve their movement and momentum until it was absolutely time to push back.
Like I say,
and it worked really well for them there at the end.
That's a testament of good teamwork because, as I said, in League, teamwork's everything. And if they had players that had given up at that point, when the tide had turned against them, they wouldn't have been able to come back. But because they all rallied together, they were able to turn it around.
They definitely changed their strategy there and then got their foothold again, was able to push the way that they wanted to in the beginning to finish the game out 27-46.
Yeah, pretty significant jump there. I mean, that's probably one of the best turnarounds and comebacks I have seen in League in a while.
Absolutely.
So, like I say, thank you all for watching our stream of PTCI's first virtual esports tournament. It was a great game, and this is kind of a precursor to our tournament that's going to happen in November. We're not going to play League of Legends in November, but we will be announcing those games soon. If you would like to get more information on all that, you can visit ptci.net/gigaverse, or you can join the PTCI Gigaverse Discord, and we will be posting some information on there as well, and of course on PTCI's social media channels. So we hope you guys enjoyed the game, and have a good evening.